My name is Xiao Wu. 3 months before the world entered the apocalypse, I spent millions to build a steel fortress. At the same time, I used an ancient coin to awaken a spatial storage ability, an item replication. Then I took advantage of this replication ability to multiply billions of supplies exponentially. I've been reborn, haven't I? Today is March 1st, 2024. 3 months before the apocalypse actually happens, would humanity ever think that their end would come so quickly? But I understand very clearly. Since the apocalypse began, global temperatures will rapidly plummet to -50 degrees Celsius. The entire Earth will be frozen. At that time, just a single lighter could make people risk their lives, killing each other to fight for it. Right now, I see a broken bowl suddenly fall out of a large box. I recall in my past life, while living through the 8th year of the frozen apocalypse, I happened to receive an ancient coin from my girlfriend, Lu Ruyan. I used that coin to repair this bowl. And only then did I gain the spatial storage ability. Unfortunately, right after obtaining the power, I was manipulated and used by Lu Ruyan. I helped her transport a large amount of supplies. Only for, in the end, her and my best friend, to kill me to seize those supplies. At the moment I was most off guard. Lu Ruyan, Zhao Xiao, you just wait. While I am still thinking about how to get the ancient coin back from Lu Ruyan. In this life, at that very moment, a familiar phone ringtone rang out. Hello, Tiu Ho, what are you doing? Why didn't you answer my call? Luan Chuyan's voice sounded from the other end. I just woke up, so I didn't hear it. Sleep? Who are you kidding? What time is it that you're already sleeping? I think you just didn't want to answer my call. I sneered to myself. In a previous life, I gave you everything. In the end, you teamed up with the enemy to stab me several fatal blows. I really want to deal with you right now. Hey, say something, don't you love me anymore? Come over here quickly, there's a surprise for you. Hey, say something, don't you love me anymore? Come over here quickly. There's a surprise for you. Oh, that's right. Remember to bring your priceless ancient coin. I've already contacted a buyer. Alright, my Chuyan is still the best. I'm coming right now. Standing by the window, I watched Lu Chuyan walking quickly toward me. The corners of my mouth involuntarily curled into a cold smile. Honey, I forgot my keys. Open the door quickly. She called out from outside. I gave a response and went to open the door. Honey, where is the surprise you mentioned? Take it out and let me see it first. Don't be in a hurry. Did you bring the ancient coin? I brought it. It's on me. Wait, where's the buyer? Come here, close your eyes first. Oh my god, why do you always like playing these silly games? Even though I complained like that, she still obediently closed her eyes. Right then, I took out a necklace and put it around her neck. At the same time, quickly removing the ancient coin from her person. Oh Tiu Ho, is this the latest Hermes necklace? Lu Chuyan opened her eyes and cried out in joy. That's right, look, this necklace suits me so well. I spent hundreds of thousands to buy it. As for this ancient coin, let me hold on to it for now. When it's sold for money, I will transfer it directly to your card. You are so good to me. You can keep the ancient coin, it's fine. I'm heading home first. Okay, go home and wait for my news. Watching Lu Ruyan leave, I snorted and thought to myself, I'll just let her live for a while longer. The Xiao Hu of this life will not be stupid enough to buy authentic goods for her. Anyway, fakes are hard for ordinary people to recognize. As for this ancient coin, one look and you can tell it was bought at an antique market for a few hundred bits of change. Then, I put the ancient coin into the broken bowl. Immediately, it turned into a stream of golden light and flew straight between my eyebrows. System notification: the treasure gathering basin function has been activated. Initial storage space 3x3x3 meters. Requires 1000 wealth points to upgrade. Since the apocalypse hasn't arrived yet, an additional item cloning function is unlocked, limited to 3 uses. System notification: the treasure gathering basin function has been activated. Current storage space 3x3x3 meters, requires 1000 wealth points to upgrade. I clenched my fists, excitement clear on my face. Is cloning exactly what I think it is? Thinking for a moment, I returned to the bedroom. I took out 5 500-gram gold bars. Holding them, I chanted, item clone. Immediately, 5 other gold bars appeared out of thin air and clattered onto the ground. The treasure gathering basin, this is the real deal. As expected, heaven hasn't mistreated me. But if I can only activate cloning 3 times, I must save the remaining 2 times to use at more critical moments. I must upgrade the storage space first, because cloned items cannot be used for upgrades. It's a pity. Next, I used 2 real gold bars to upgrade the space. Now the storage space has reached 6x6x6 meters. To upgrade the next time, 4 gold bars are needed, equivalent to 860,000 yuan. Because I still need to stockpile many supplies and build a shelter, so I need a huge amount of money. After thinking for a while, I made a bold decision to sell the house. Immediately contacted many real estate agents about selling the house I'm living in. I only have 2 requirements. First, it must be sold quickly. Second, it must be a one-time payment. I don't care how much you guys sell it for. I just need to receive exactly 9 million yuan. After putting the house up for sale, I went to the pawn shop again to sell 5 fake, man-made gold bars. Just as I got home, the phone rang again. Hey, are you free tomorrow night? I've invited some old friends and the school beauty, Lu Ruyan. Let's all get together. Xiao Xiao's voice rang out. Xiao Xiao, my best friend. But most importantly, in a previous life, he was also one of those who harmed me. Since you delivered yourself to me, I'll collect some interest first. I thought to myself. Okay, what time tomorrow? I asked. My good brother. Call over a dozen hot girls to help me out. I really can't stand those people. Compared to them, I care about my good brother more. Zhao Xiao was faking it. I sneered in my heart. It turns out that in my previous life, being betrayed by my good brother and my girlfriend was due to these despicable schemes. In this life, I will definitely let them taste the same despair I did. At that time, the next evening at the bar, it was finally time to settle the bill. The total cost was 30,000 yuan. Please pay, the waiter said, handing over the bill. I stood up and smirked. Don't worry, I'll pay for my glass of water. You guys take care of the rest yourselves. I nonchalantly paid for my glass of water, then I decisively turned my back and left, under the stunned gazes of Triu Hiu and Lu Chuyen. Xiao Hu, what's wrong with you? Is something wrong? Can we talk about this? Brother Triu, did you offend Brother Xiao or something? Xiao Hu, wait for me. At this moment, Lu Chuyen even tried to chase after me, but she was stopped by the waiter. Why are you stopping me? The man who just left is my boyfriend. She snapped. Wait, your boyfriend said 29,999 yuan is for you to pay yourselves. The waiter replied coldly. Lu Chuyen turned to glare at Triu Hiu. Triu Hiu, what are you dazing off for? That kid is gone, you're the only one left to pay. Ah, but I didn't bring that much money. Let me call him and check. Sorry, the number you have dialed is currently unavailable. Please try again later. It turned out that as soon as I walked out the door, I had already blocked Triu Hiu and his gang. Only then did Triu Hiu truly believe that I would no longer care about them anymore. But reluctantly, finally the 3 of them could only grit their teeth and split the bill. As for Triu Hiu, after this gathering, he not only lost his wealthy best friend, but the girl he adored, Lu Chuyen, also kicked him out of her fish pond immediately. Oh, not yet. You all once had leverage over me. In this life, it's my turn to toy with you. I walked leisurely through the night, thinking coldly. The next day, I received a call from the female agent, reporting that the house had a buyer for 945 million yuan, asking me to come and complete the handover. After getting the money, I immediately rented a large warehouse. As soon as the warehouse lease was signed, I called over the broker named Liao Bing. Are you interested in working for me? I can pay you a salary of 1 million yuan a year. 1 million yuan a year, so what do you need me to do? Let me say this first, I don't do anything illegal. Liao Bing was wary. 1 million yuan a year? So what do you need me to do? Let me say this first, I don't do anything illegal. Liao Bing was wary. You won't be involved in anything like that. The story goes like this. I am a doomsday survival enthusiast. I want to build an independent shelter in East City. But I'm busy in Heishi and can't arrange the time. I hope someone can help me take care of it. But doomsday survival enthusiast? A shelter, young man, you're not joking, are you? A doomsday survival enthusiast. I know what I'm saying sounds a bit absurd, so I won't explain much, but signaled Liao Bing to take out the payment code on his phone. I directly transferred 200,000 yuan. I just transferred 200,000 yuan. This is 2 months' salary advance. At this moment, Liao Bing looked at the numbers on the screen before he dared believe the words of his new boss me. Liao Bing, go to East City first. Find a piece of land exactly as I requested, and be ready for the sale procedures. Yes, boss. The next day, I went to the main branch of the largest bank in Heishi, preparing to exchange money for gold to upgrade the treasure basin. The current total cash is 25.4 million yuan, enough to buy about 60 kilograms of gold. May I ask what procedures you need to do? The staff asked. I told her I came to buy gold bars. I made an appointment yesterday. Manager, the customer for the gold purchase is here. Manager Chu Xiaodi saw a young man like me, and suspicion inadvertently showed in her eyes. You are Mr. C, right? Please follow me. Hello, Mr. Yi. Would you like me to introduce the process of buying actual gold bars? No need, just do the sale procedure quickly. Oh. Could it really be finished that quickly? and Chu Xiaodi took out 60 gold bars from the safe, her gaze at me becoming increasingly intense. I thought to myself, wait until tomorrow when I bring these duplicated gold bars back to sell. This girl will probably want to devour me. During the transaction, I accidentally glanced around and suddenly saw 4 men walking in, radiating a dense murderous intent. Could it be that on my first time here, I've encountered a bank robbery? It would be too funny if I got robbed right after getting the gold. I assessed the situation. Wait, I won't buy for now today, I spoke up. Ah, what did you say? Chu Xiaodi was stunned. But I said I'm not buying anymore, I'll buy another day. Besides, I suspect someone is planning to rob the bank. Huh? What did you say? How ridiculous. Has any robber ever dared to come to the main branch of the National Bank to rob it? And furthermore, the transfer procedures for these gold bars are now complete. They are yours now. If you want to return them, processing and service fees will be deducted. At this moment, I saw one of those men walking straight towards me. Quickly, put these gold bars away. Otherwise, if they're stolen, I won't be held responsible. Yes, don't worry about that. These gold bars are still at my counter. Even if they are robbed, it is our responsibility to compensate. Oh, aha. You mean if they're robbed now, it's not my loss. Right? I smirked. At this moment, the guard approached the strange man and blocked his path. A Viet transaction is in progress over there. Please line up at the back. The 3 men didn't say a word, suddenly pulling out a gun, aiming straight at the guard and firing a shot. Immediately after, the other 3 robbers also pulled out guns to control the crowd. Quickly hand over the gold to us. 60 gold bars were quickly put into bags by the robbers. Before leaving, the leader scanned his eyes over me. Come here, come with us as a hostage. I instinctively intended to resist, but suddenly thought of something. In the end, I still pretended to be obedient as the robbers pushed me into the getaway car. If I put this stolen gold into my space, whether the robbers escape or not, they will be the ones to take the fall for this bank robbery. I will then be able to freely duplicate it into 120 kilograms of gold. I silently calculated. Sitting in the car being forced to drive by the robbers, I quickly touched the suitcase containing gold. In just the blink of an eye, the suitcase strangely disappeared into the storage space, without any of the robbers noticing anything unusual. After driving for a while, I suddenly reached out and touched the gun grips of the 2 robbers, sitting next to me in a flash. Their guns were firmly in my hands. Without blinking, I aimed straight at the robbers and pulled the trigger several times. The robbery was settled smoothly. But after this event, I had obtained a large amount of gold. I used a portion to upgrade the treasure gathering space, and duplicated another portion to sell back to the bank for money. The bank's interactive screen displayed transaction and transfer information. Next time, I drove to a large pawn shop to purchase a batch of weapons. In the upcoming apocalypse, if I don't have weapons for self-defense, survival is absolutely impossible. After buying the goods, I drove away. As my car began to roll away from the pawn shop, I accidentally glanced at the rearview mirror and saw the reflection of vehicle lights flickering and following from behind. I had survived for 8 years in the apocalypse. I'm no stranger to these greedy gazes. Instead of rushing to flee to a deserted area where their accomplices might be lying in wait, I calmly stepped on the gas and reversed for a bit to observe. The big guy hiding in the shadows saw me reversing and immediately uttered a curse word, instantly starting his heavy motorcycle to give chase. He thought to himself that I was a fat, rich sheep afraid of dying. He didn't know that my ostentatious act of showing gold while buying weapons earlier was actually a trap. This stalker's name is Old Kim, a well-known local thug in this area. I drove through a deserted stretch of road. Old Kim revved his engine and steered with a screech, blocking the front of my car. He thought I would get out to curse or tremble and beg for mercy, but my eyes at that time held only cold murderous intent. Without a moment of hesitation, I floored the gas pedal, crashing the car straight into him, and the motorcycle blocking the way. Old Kim was thrown to the ground, his bones aching in pain. He struggled up, forcing a smile to de-escalate. Hey young man, it's just a misunderstanding. Oh, I noticed earlier that the cameras monitoring around here are all broken. I guess you did that, huh? Thank you, you found yourself a grave in this hidden corner. I didn't bother wasting words on this kind of person. Stepping out of the car with a long iron bar in my hand, before Old Kim's terrified eyes, I swung my arm to send him to meet the king of hell, with just one fatal blow. In the next life, I hope you never cross paths with me again. Quickly collecting Old Kim's body, his motorcycle, and even my dented car into the storage space, the entire scene evaporated cleanly, leaving no trace for the police to investigate. In the following days, I worked at full capacity. Using the massive amount of money from selling clone gold, I purchased dozens of containers of spices, fresh meat, pharmaceuticals, rice, and canned goods. At this moment, Liao Bing's phone call came in. Boss, I found a very suitable plot of land in City S. I just sent the documents for you to look at. Well done, I'll check it right away. While waiting for the procedures in City S, I entered a high-end shopping mall in High City to buy warm clothes. I walked into a luxury store. I asked the staff about the best thermal wear. She looked at my simple outfit and snorted. Try this display item first. If you like it, I'll get a new one from the warehouse. Buying clearance items, but so demanding. Right then, I saw Lu Chuyin walking in with a young master. One was Li Donggu. Lu Chuyin greeted me sarcastically. Li Donggu jerked his chin and asked, "Hey Fi, who is that beggar?" I chuckled inwardly. Someone who owns an amount of gold, worth tens of millions of yuan like me, yet considered a beggar. Li Donggu said it arrogantly. Little Fi, if your classmate can't afford clearance items, then let me pay for him as a charity case. 300,000 yuan. My monthly allowance is no joke. I looked at him and smiled. Are you serious? Willing to pay for me? Yes, haha. His eyes light up at free stuff. That's right, I'll pay for everything. Turning to the staff. Give me 50 of each design in all sizes. Pack them all up, this young master will pay. Li Donggu was startled to hear the figure of 600,000 yuan from the staff's computer. The staff also glared at me. You broke kid, don't boss us around. I silently pulled out a Viet black card and threw it on the table. Swipe my card first. Her attitude turned 180 degrees. Flustered, she bowed her head. I coldly continued. Call the manager, I want to complain about your attitude. I turned to Li Donggu, whose face was beet red. Leave your credit card behind. You just bragged about paying a portion for me. And then leaving, but under my pressure. Li Duo, you had to swipe his card clean to save face. And slunk away. I leisurely paid the remaining balance with my own money, and walked out. The next day, I flew to City S to inspect the construction site of the base, which was an old factory on a mountain. As soon as I arrived, I saw the Ngo-along villagers swarming to sit in front of the gate to extort money. An old man named Li Daijia approached the young man. Since you brought machinery up here, all my chickens and ducks have died. You disturbed the dragon vein, so you must pay compensation. I burst out laughing. What do dead chickens and ducks have to do with me? Then you all should move away quickly, or else in a few days, all of you might die too. A sturdy young man named Li Kuang rushed forward to slap me. But I just flicked my hand lightly and he was sent flying. Seeing his son being hit, Li Daijia took the opportunity to collapse to the ground, pretending to faint to extort me. You damn brat, you dare hit my father. Give me 50,000 yuan or I'll call the police. Li Kuang screamed. Folding my arms, I haven't even touched him yet. Li Kuang pulled out a sickle to threaten me. I said nothing, stepped forward and kicked the old man faking death hard on the back. The kick made Li Daijia jump up in pain, screaming miserably. See, I just cured your father's illness. No need for medical expenses anymore, right? The crowd was stunned by my ruthlessness. I signaled for them to take the old man to the hospital and promised to pay if they had an invoice. Of course, those were just empty words because the apocalypse was coming soon. I told Liao Bing to speed up the construction progress. The reinforcement must be completed as soon as possible. To deal with bad people, you must be more ruthless than they are. I had just finished selling things in S City when my phone rang again regarding the warehouse in High City. Boss, our warehouse is on fire. I immediately booked a flight back to High City that same day. There's no way the warehouse would just spontaneously catch fire in this damp rainy season. Someone must certainly be pulling the strings behind the scenes. Today, as soon as I arrived at the warehouse area in High City, I heard an arrogant voice. You guys, throw all that junk inside out for me. Before my eyes, a security guard was directing a few workers to roughly throw each of my supply boxes out into the yard. The other person's face darkened as he shouted. None of your business. Who the hell are you? Kid, get out of the way. Don't block the path. Stop. What are you all doing? None of your business. Who the hell are you? Kid, get out of the way. Don't block the path. The security guard glared at me. My warehouse employee, Xiao Lai, ran over, overjoyed as if grabbing a lifeline. Boss, you're finally back. The security guard tilted his chin. Ah, so you're Xiao Hu. Listen carefully. As of today, someone else has offered a higher price and leased this warehouse. You damaged the owner's warehouse with that fire, so now the owner won't lease it to you anymore. It lost quickly. My lease contract hasn't expired yet. If you want to kick me out, tell the owner to bring the contract breach penalty money to come talk to me. The guard didn't hesitate, swinging his arm to push me roughly. I swiped his hand and, using his momentum, pushed back, sending him sprawling on the ground. He was furious and called a few tough-looking workers, charging forward with clubs. But for someone with plenty of combat and survival experience like me, with just a few simple practical martial arts moves. They were beaten until their bones broke, lying there groaning. The guard clutched his broken arm, gritting his teeth, cursing and threatening to kill me. My eyes suddenly flashed with a ruthless murderous intent, but I restrained myself. I turned and told Xiao Lai to call the police. Report that some thugs set fire to my goods. And when discovered, the guard joined them in attacking me. When the guard lunged forward to snatch my phone, thinking there were no cameras monitoring us, I lightly sidestepped to avoid him, smiling coldly. I pretended to be startled, making my hand shake. Oops, I accidentally pressed the button and this evidence Roman 6IO is already being uploaded to the internet. His face turned pale. He didn't expect that even though I had only rented the warehouse for a month. I had spent my own money to install several tiny hidden cameras. Their entire act of arson and destruction was fully recorded. The Roman 6IO I uploaded quickly exploded on social media. When the police car arrived, the officer in charge even arrogantly intended to take me away. But before the car had gone very far, he received an urgent phone call from his superior. Thanks to the massive media pressure online, he was forced to unlock my handcuffs and said in a disgruntled voice, "You can go now. Those others can just wait to take the blame." He was forced to unlock my handcuffs and said in a disgruntled voice, "You can go now. Those others can just wait to take the blame." I gave a cold laugh and leisurely stepped out of the car. After that scandalous incident, the guard had to go to prison. In the management of Finkai New Energy Company, the ones who instigated it all, this pot was also heavily affected. Just finished dealing with it. My phone rang again. It was Xiao Xiao, the treacherous best friend from my previous life. He hypocritically asked if I was okay, after seeing the Roman 6IO of me being arrested. "I'm fine. It's just that my mood hasn't been very good lately. Why don't you come over to my place for a few days if you're free?" I coldly said, "No, that won't do. I'll go to City S to relax with you instead." A cruel smile curled the corners of my lips. How could I forget that bastard friend, who betrayed me in my previous life? I had lured him to this mountain base to lock the doors and deal with him. It's truly not a bad idea. Immediately after, the phone rang again. This time, my good girlfriend Lu Rian was acting spoiled, demanding money. I also casually told her to fly to City S to fun. Hanging up the phone, my gaze was as cold as ice. "I didn't look for you, but you came to deliver yourselves. It seems this adulterous couple wants to die in the same place." I glanced at my watch. Only exactly 3 days left until the Ice Age breaks out. Back in City S, my fortified shelter was now completed. Both Xiao Xiao and Lu Rian also excitedly appeared with their suitcases. As soon as we met, Xiao Xiao hurriedly acted apologetic for leaving me the bill at the bar. I chuckled and nodded, telling him to just stay here and play. "I'll cover all costs," I said, while murderous intent boiled within. Lu Rian said coquettishly, "Honey, do you know who we ran into in the hotel lobby? It's the son of the richest man in High City, Qin Jindan. He generously told me to invite both you and Triuhiu to a party on that private yacht." Damn Kim Ban. Hearing this name, my pupils constricted. But this man was not only one of those who harmed me in my past life, but even more horrifyingly, he was the direct culprit who caused the accident that took my biological father's life. I didn't expect him to be lurking around here too. It seems God wants me to wipe out this whole batch of scum all at once. I growled with a laugh. "Of course I'll go, why wouldn't I?" That night, within my conscious space, the mechanical sound of the treasured bowl system rang out, warning the first wave of danger will strike in 3 days. I told myself that I must quickly sell the immediate grudges. The next day, we arrived at the pier. Them Kim Ban stood on the deck with an air of superiority. He was an arrogant, spoiled rich kid. Inviting Lu Nhuyen onto the boat this time was clearly because he lusted after her flirtatious beauty. Watching Triuhiu and Lu Nhuyen fawning over him, I felt a secret disgust. When the yacht reached the vast, deep international waters, and while Triuhiu was standing by the railing admiring the sea view, Tham Kim Ban led 4 henchmen with murderous intent. As they aggressively approached from behind him, he coldly ordered his men to draw knives and charge to kill us, to silence any witnesses, and throw the bodies to the sharks. Just as the thugs were about to lunge and backstab me, as if having eyes in the back of my head, my body flashed aside to dodge, while simultaneously reaching into my pocket. In reality, I pulled from my storage space a silenced pistol. The dull gunshot rang out, piercing the skull of the man in front of me. At the same time, Triuhiu, due to slow reactions, was caught by them, punched down onto the deck. Lu Nhuyen stood hiding in the distance, indifferently watching me being attacked. She even laughed flirtatiously, wriggling to hide behind Tham Kim Ban's back. Because I knew all too well, this evil woman, in this life once again, chose the path of betrayal. Therefore, without a moment's hesitation, I fired a cold shot straight into the center of her chest, sending Lu Nhuyen to her grave. Right then and there, you dare kill my woman. Tham Kim Ba roared in a frenzy, ordering his henchmen to fire bullets wildly at me. I immediately rolled behind an armored sofa, calmly aiming and returning fire. Years of combat survival skills helped me take down every last one of them. Seeing his men fall one by one, Kim Kimba panicked and tried to flee to the cockpit. But I was faster. Leaping up, I blocked his path and pointed the gun at his head. Kim Kimba fell to his knees, kowtowing in fear and confessing the truth. The person who hired him to assassinate me today was none other than my wicked stepmother, the one who wanted to seize the entire family estate. As for my father's death years ago, Kimba confessed his own father had told him to stage that accident. I looked at the enemy cowardly kowtowing at my feet, my lips curling into a cruel smile. Fine, I can spare you. I'll go find your father in a bit, so that you two, father and son, can soon be reunited in the afterlife. Along with the sound of a gunshot, all grievances with Kimba and Lu Yunhuyen in this life officially ended bloodily at sea. I leisurely cleaned up the scene. I hid the bodies, then used a high-speed speedboat to return to the coast, heading towards the shelter base on the mountain. After cleaning up the scum on the yacht, I returned to the base in S-City. Assistant Liao Bing ran out to report that all items for the project reinforcement had been completed. I patted his shoulder with a serious face and gave him one final reminder. Liao Bing, you have done very well. Listen to me. From now until tomorrow morning, use all the money you have to buy food and drinking water. Then crawl into your apartment and hide. In a few days, you will understand why. Early morning on the third day since I returned to the mountain, a mechanical voice suddenly rang out in my head, waking me up. System warning. The first wave of danger will officially strike in 7 minutes. Host, please prepare a safe position. I stretched and smiled. Is it finally time? Exactly 7 minutes later, the system rang out again, warning a solar magnetic storm has swept across the Earth. Primordial energy is rapidly forming in the atmosphere. The lights in the base suddenly went out. The entire world officially lost power. I calmly turned on the independent generator system. Through the surveillance cameras, I saw the sky starting to pour down unusually heavy snowstorms. The apocalyptic ice age has begun. A few days later, after the situation stabilized, I decided to go out and scout. Just as I led my sports bike out of the bunker door, I almost bumped into a group of people. A guy named Thur swung a sword and slashed my bike away. Squinting my eyes to observe, I saw that they were all martial arts masters or professional bodyguards. A middle-aged man sitting in the SUV stopped the other guy and reminded me to be careful where I walk. In these chaotic times, I chose to be patient, apologized, and left immediately. But such strong opponents, being reckless right now was not a wise move. That night, I drove to the warehouse area near the cemetery to do some Cerebella shopping. In just a few minutes, I had collected all the valuable supplies into my space. Just as I was about to leave, a group of thugs led by a guy named Li Gui appeared. Seeing that I was dressed elegantly, they became greedy and intended to kill and rob me. I sighed and pulled out a silenced pistol. One guy holding a crowbar collapsed immediately. The remaining 3 rushed forward frantically. I calmly pulled the trigger 3 more times. But the scene only had one coward left who had fainted from fear. Right then, I heard hurried footsteps. Quick as a flash, I put the gun back into my space. A fully equipped squad of soldiers appeared, led by Captain Wang Chao. I raised my hands and pretended to be a lost student from the Arts Academy. Reporting, Captain. We found 2 more female students who were also lost. A soldier reported. I turned around and was stunned. It was Hua Jing, my old class monitor, and Su King, the haughty girl. Both were my high school classmates. Hua Jing joyfully recognized me, accidentally helping me confirm my fake student identity. Captain Wang Chao assigned a young soldier named Lai Wai to lead the 3 of us back to school. On the way, the temperature dropped sharply. Su King huddled because of the cold, coquettishly demanding that I give her my thick down jacket. I gave the thick down jacket to her. She coldly refused. Can looks be turned into food? When getting close to the dormitory gate, I suddenly stopped and shouted for everyone to find cover. Immediately after that, hailstones the size of chicken eggs rained down thunderously. She, Tin, ran slowly and tripped. A block of ice struck her leg. She wailed and called for the king's help. But her best friend just lowered her head and ran to save herself. She even looked back and said, Tin, I'm so scared, crawl on yourself. But Li Roman 6, the young soldier, couldn't bear it. And despite the danger, dashed out to carry Hua Tin on his back into the lecture hall porch. As soon as they arrived, Hua Tin was not only ungrateful, but also pointed at my face and wailed, blaming me for seeing her in danger and not helping. I chuckled coldly in my heart. In my past life, I had tasted enough ingratitude. At this moment, Hua Tin suddenly had a seizure and foamed at the mouth. I knew it was a sign of awakening. The superpower gene due to the impact of primordial energy. Li Roman 6 hurried to find medicine, leaving me to watch over her. Looking at Hua Tin struggling, I pulled out a dagger. The intent to eliminate the threat in its infancy arose. But Levi's footsteps stopped me. He returned to bandage, wet tin, and gave me 2 packs of military dry rations to eat to keep warm. His soldier's sincerity moved me a little. I put away the knife and took the dry rations. Taking advantage of Lee Roman's 6 being busy, Dakin sneaked after me into a dark corner of the hallway. She intended to use a piece of broken glass to stab me in the back and steal my coat. As if I had eyes behind my head, I gently dodged and pulled out my gun. "Don't kill me, I can be your girlfriend." Dakin knelt down and begged. I smirked. "I'll give you a chance. If you can dodge this bullet with the ability you just awakened, I'll let you go." Su King twisted her body in a bizarre posture, and actually dodged the bullet by a hair's breadth. Before she could even celebrate, I pulled the trigger again, right between her eyebrows. I never said I'd only fire once. Turns out you can only dodge once. So weak, Su Qing's body collapsed. I calmly put away the gun, and quietly left the lecture hall, walking through the snow to return to my Go-Along Mountain base. Back at the base, I took a short rest, then decided to head out to scout around and Go-Along Mountain. MS, freezing atmosphere. A bit of fresh meat to improve my meal wasn't a bad idea. After walking for a bit, I came across a group of villagers cornering a small black dog. It was scrawny. It was Li Kang's gang and the old village chief. They were craving dog meat hot pot in the middle of a freezing winter. I intended to ignore them, but Li Qiang went mad the moment he saw me, demanding 500,000 yuan in hospital fees for his father. "Hand over the money right now, or don't even think about leaving this mountain." I lightly dodged and slammed him into the snow. Furious, he pulled out a sickle to slash at me. But suddenly, a small black shadow lunged out and bit deep into his calf. It was the same little dog from before. An agonizing scream rang out, just as 2 patrolling police officers arrived. In front of the police's gun barrels, the villagers played the victim and twisted the truth again. But with my experience, I calmly explained that it was legitimate self-defense. The police saw Lei Quan holding a weapon, so they dispersed the crowd and advised me to go home to stockpile food. The little dog also cleverly vanished into the forest. When I reached the gate of the base, I suddenly saw the little dog was already waiting on the snowy steps. Remembering how it had just helped me, I took a can of beef and placed it in front of it. It ate voraciously, then followed closely behind me into the bunker. Do you want to follow me?" "Alright, from now on your name is Demon King." I stroked its head, feeling an extraordinary shrewdness in this dog's eyes. The peace didn't last long. At night, the villagers came back and pounded on the base's door. Li Quan's mother wailed, while the village chief urged everyone to break the door to steal supplies. I coldly opened the steel door and stepped out with a shotgun. Just as the young men were about to rush forward, I noticed the ground shaking. A giant dark shadow lunged out from the snowy forest. It was a mutated wild boar as big as a truck, with tusks as long as elephant ivory. I shouted a warning, but none of the villagers believed me. They even mocked me. The result was tragic. The beast charged forward, pouring Macesli and Tiu Fui on the spot. Blood splattered across the snow. The crowd panicked and trampled each other to escape. But the beast's speed was too fast. It took down each person one by one, until only I and it were left facing each other. The system reports detecting a level 1 primordial beast. Kill it and absorb the primordial energy. The wild boar roared and charged at me with terrifying speed. I drew my katana and slashed hard, but its hide was as tough as steel armor. In that critical life or death moment, my brain suddenly entered a state of super focus. Everything around me seemed to slow down. I slid low under the beast's belly, using daggers to pierce the vital spot under its throat. The beast let out a roar and then collapsed. Immediately, a muscle-tearing pain surged to my brain. That was the price of forcing a gene unlock. I struggled to get up, placing my hand on its body to absorb the warm energy, surging primordial energy. My body was reconstructed and my strength soared. I stored the carcass in my space and returned to the bunker, locking the door tightly. Remembering the box I took from Shinjinbin, I took out 6 light blue pills. I absorbed 1 but found the energy too low, so I generously threw the remaining 5 to Demon King. The next morning, Demon King's barking woke me up. System warning: mutation beast within 2 meters. I was startled and drew my gun, but then realized in shock that Demon King had evolved. "What is 2 plus 3, Demon King?" I asked as a test. Demon King sat up and barked exactly 5 times. An intelligent bark. His intelligence is now equivalent to a 10-year-old child. I laughed and hugged him. Good job. We will rule this world together. A few days later, the blizzard paused. Equipped with weapons, I led Demon King down the mountain to scout. Just as we reached the foot of the mountain, a young man in thin clothes blocked the path to ask for a coat. His eyes darted around, looking at my supplies. I coldly refused and warned him. The young man pulled a switchblade, ready to act recklessly. But when he saw the Demon King bearing its fangs, growling like a beast, he backed away in fear to give way. The Demon King and I turned our backs and walked away, but my sharp ears heard him whispering into the radio. Boss, target confirmed. He's the owner of the fortress. Lure the pack of primordial beasts toward the mountain. We will use a borrowed knife to kill him. I smirked with a bloodthirsty grin. If you want to play, I'll play with you to the end. Instead of continuing into the city, I immediately turned on my heels, leading the Demon King through the dense forest to return to the fortress. My ears, which were enhanced, still clearly heard that young man reporting his position over the radio. They want to use a borrowed knife to kill, luring a pack of monsters to destroy my fortress. Ridiculous. Less than an hour later, a chaotic crowd appeared at the foot of Ngololong Mountain. Through the thermal binoculars, I saw over 50 bandits carrying heavy weapons, led by a terrifying one-eyed man. Behind them were 3 wild boars, level 2 mutants and a giant snow bear, level 3, charging frantically, lured by the fresh blood they use. Blast the gate for me. I'll lead the monsters inside. I stood tall on the watchtower, the towering watchtower of the steel fortress. In my hands was not a hunting rifle, but an RPG-7. Anti-tank grenade launcher, the result of using the treasure basin to clone them in bulk. Scum like you have no right to enter my home. Fire, bang, 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 bang. A series of rockets roared down through the wind. The ground exploded, snow flying everywhere. The bandit gang didn't even have time to understand what was happening before being blown to pieces. The one-eyed man was thrown by the blast, his legs severed. Screaming in despair amidst the ruins. The explosions angered the pack of beasts, causing them to change direction, charging straight at my steel wall. Demon King, it's your turn to clean up. Demon King roars. The once small black dog suddenly let out a roar that shook the mountains in force. Under the effects of the origin kite pills and beast meat mutations that I had been feeding it all this time, its body expanded in a flash, transforming into a giant werewolf 1 to 3 meters tall. Its black fur as hard as cold steel. Demon King lunged down like a ghost. With just a few bites and tears, it easily snapped the necks of 3 level 2 boars. It charged into a struggle with the level 3 snow bear. I didn't just stand by and activated my gene limit state, jumping directly down from the 10-meter-high watchtower. Taking advantage of when the bear's neck was gripped by Demon King, I swung the sword crafted from tungsten and steel, delivering a powerful strike that split its skull in 2. The battle ended quickly. I stepped into the pool of blood, placing my hand on the level 3 snow bear's corpse to absorb energy. A massive stream of origin kai, hundreds of times purer than before, surged into my body, flowing directly into the treasure basin on my forehead. The system announced a limit breakthrough. The treasure basin officially upgraded to the maximum level, unlocking an infinite survival space, a small world capable of cultivation, animal husbandry, and massive origin kai accumulation, hundreds of times purer than before, surging into my body, flowing straight to the cornucopia in the middle of my forehead. System announcement: limit broken. The cornucopia is officially upgraded to maximum level, unlocking infinite survival space, a small world for cultivation and livestock. I closed my eyes, tilted my face to the sky, and laughed. The laughter echoed through the blizzard. So that's it. I have completely triumphed over this so-called apocalypse. I closed my eyes, tilted my face up to the sky, and laughed. The laughter echoed through the blizzard. So that's it. I have completely triumphed over this so-called apocalypse. With the ability of infinite duplication, I no longer need to worry about food or weapons. I have officially become a creator god in this desolate world. Liao Bing led the security team from the bunker, running out to clear the battlefield. He looked at the giant monster's corpse and knelt down trembling. Boss, what kind of god are you exactly? Sheathing the sword and patting the Demon King's head, who was obediently rubbing against me, said nonchalantly, clean it all up. From today, this Ngololong Mountain is a restricted area. Anyone who enters will be killed without mercy. The Ice Age continues to envelop the globe. 80% of humanity has been wiped out by the cold and famine, while people fight over every piece of bread, moldy deep underground, at the Ngololong fortress. I am enjoying an imperial life. Surrounding the mountain is the territory of a werewolf pack, ruled by the Demon King, turning this place into an impregnable fortress. Inside the central area, bright lights and as warm as spring. I take a sip of fine red wine. Looking through the tempered glass wall at the world engulfed in a blizzard outside. In my previous life, I lived a miserable life like a betrayed and trampled dog. In this life, I hold absolute power in my hands. In the midst of this icy and desperate post-apocalyptic world, I, Too-Ho, am the one and only Lord.